Good afternoon. I'm Abel Herrero, State Representative for District 34. I'm glad to be here. Welcome to Robstown. For those of you that are not from Robstown, I was a city council member in Robstown for 3 terms before deciding to run for state representative, and I'm here seeking my 4th term. Glad to be state representative, honored and humbled with the opportunity to represent District 34 with this vast number of individuals in the diverse infrastructure and economic development that exists in this area. And I touch on the economic development because that is one of the priorities as a state representative. I think it's important that we continue to promote this area, specifically Nueces County, for example. It sits in a prime location. When you talk to people, location is extremely important. It is important that we continue to market this community, the whole area, as a region. If one entity is not interested in a certain location, I'm sure that the amenities that exist will continue to attract others to locate within the region. And so economic development is important. And a second priority, knowing and tying to the economic development, is education. Anyone and everyone that comes to look to a certain location looks to our schools. They look to our schools in not only locating family, but also in determining whether there's an educated workforce. As far as choices, these are up to you to decide who you want to continue to represent District 34.
I grew up in the small town of Luling, one of 6 children. Our parents left us, unfortunately, as children. I lived by myself my junior and senior year of high school. Got a job afterwards, then became a single parent, raised 2 children on my own. I had managed a small business for about 10 to 15 years, and then went on to manage or be the executive director of Bay Area Citizens Against Lawsuit Abuse. Baycala, the executive director, is the only employee there. I've worked with a wide variety group of people. As I say often, lawsuit abuse does not have a political preference. Democrats, Republicans alike have been affected by lawsuit abuse. I think that we have a proven history of bringing all individuals together and looking at an issue that is affecting our community. And one of the issues, I guess, that brings to mind the doctors issue and losing our doctors here. We met with them, we saw a problem, we met within the community, we met with patients, we found a solution, a common sense solution, and we worked together to get that passed. The 3 goals that I would have to list in order of priority, it would probably be most important to me is bring back accountability and transparency in government. Another goal is to provide jobs and increase the economy here locally. And another is to balance the budget without increasing taxes. I think we can do all of these things. I think that to bring back accountability and transparency, some of the things that we've already done in the past legislature, they got recorded votes, but it's on the final vote. I believe that every vote that your legislature makes on your behalf ought to be recorded, and you ought to have access to it. I think any government entity that spends taxpayer money, that is funded by taxpayer money, you ought to have access to those records as well. That is your money they are spending. The things we can do to help promote the jobs in the economy is what government ought to be doing, the basic infrastructure, what the Constitution tells us government was supposed to do to begin with. Infrastructure, education, public safety, those kind of things will help bring an educated workforce here to the businesses that are looking for those. Why do I feel I'm the better choice to represent our area? I am not a career politician. I believe in term limits. I believe that one of the mistakes possibly my opponent has made is marginalizing himself and being on the far left as it is. And one of the nonpartisan polls that recently went out listed him as the 2nd most liberal Democrat in the House. I think when you put yourself too far to the left, whether you're the second most liberal, the second most conservative, you miss out on a lot of the conversations that come to the table in the middle, and I don't think you can accomplish anything unless you're sitting at that table. It's a well-known fact that the leadership in Texas is Republican. I have relationships with those people. I don't think you lose anything in voting for me as well. I think that I have a proven history with McAllen. I am a hard worker. I didn't give up. I won't quit, and I'd appreciate your support.